Hey guys, in this video tutorial we will see about this controller info class. So let's open the Unity, create an empty game object, reset it to origin and name it controller info and attach the script called controller info. That's it, it works. But we need to see the details of how it works. So just open the script, let it open in Visual Studio. Come on, actually I should have opened it earlier. So this class basically inherits from mono behavior. We have a string, it says PS4 controller name and Xbox One controller name. And for PS4 controller name I had given this, and for Xbox I had given this. So you might ask a question, how I had given this name wireless controller. It's very simple. When I connect my PS4 controller, let me connect my controller. You see joystick connected and it gives this name wireless controller. And if I connect Xbox 361 controller, it gives me this name. One thing that I am not sure is in Windows it gives me this name for controller, but on Linux and Mac I don't know, but I hope it will be same. So if you guys get some different name or something is wrong, please let me know, because even I am learning. So I tested it on Windows. So these are all the controller name for PS4 and Xbox. And we have this public static controller info. I am creating the object of this class, but this is a static. Basically static means that object will remain till the end of the application. So what I do here is I create a one instance of this controller class. I don't want more instance, meaning I just want only one game object in this scene. If someone tries to create another game object of controller info class, we should not allow that game object to be created. So that is what the single instance means. So basically what they call this as is a singleton pattern. So in C sharp or in OOPS concept there is one pattern called singleton pattern, where with singleton pattern you will have only one instance of the class, and if you try to create another instance it won't be created. So in start method I am checking if instance equal to null. So since this is a static method, this will be there will be always only one variable, meaning once you assign this instance, this value will be allotted, and if you try to create a new game object of this controller class, on that time this instance won't be null, it will be already allotted. So in start method I check, so for this game object when the start method runs it will check whether instance is equal to null. You can even put it as null. By default it will be null only, but let me put it as, let me assign it. So now this is assigned. Now we check is it null. If it is equal to null, assign this reference of the controller info class to this instance. So we at start method it will be null, and we take this reference and we assign it. So now the instance is created. Now if you try to drag one more object of this, or if you duplicate one more object of this game object, it will be destroyed. See it's destroyed. Even I am trying to duplicate it, let me duplicate, this will be destroyed because we don't want multiple instances of this game object. So we check if the duplicate is getting created, we check is instance equal to null. On that time it won't be null, so we say destroy the game object. That's it. and we have these helper functions. So the first function is bool public bool is connected controller PS4. So what we do is we have this array of string and we say input dot get joystick names. So currently I connected only one joystick, so it will return only one joystick name and this temp length will be greater than 0. And I iterate over this string and I check whether the string that we got, that is temp dot length, should be greater than 1, and I'm checking whether this current string is not empty. That is this function that it checks if the string is null or empty. If it is a valid string, at least if some data should be there like a b c d, something should be there, it should not be a empty name. So I'm checking whether the name is there or not, and if it is there, and I check whether the given name is equal to PS4 controller name. If so, I return true. That's it. Else it will iterate over all the connected controller name, and if it finds one it will return, else it will return false. Same thing for is connected controller is Xbox One. I get the input get joystick name, I get the length, and I iterate over all the names and I check whether the given name is Xbox One controller name. If it finds, I return true, else false. And there is one more function called is controller connected. Whether you connect Xbox One controller or PS4 controller, no matter what, I just wanted to know whether any controller is connected to my system or not. So this is a generic function. Any controller you connect, it will return true or false. Means if there is no controller connected, this function will return false. If any one of the controller is connected, then on that case this function will return true. Now I say input dot get joystick names, same like previous, and I check temp dot length greater than 0, and I iterate over all the given controller names that is connected, and I check whether the string is not null or empty. Because what happens is sometimes input dot get joystick names function will return array, that is it will return a name, but the name won't have anything, because you might have the string with means string array will be greater than 0, but the name in that array element will be empty. So I'm checking if I some joystick is connected, it will return a name of the joystick, and if the name is valid, it is not an empty name, then it means some controller is connected, return true. So this is the controller info class. So now we can use this class at any point of time in the game. So let me check out with some dummy script. Let me add a new, okay, already I have a new behavior script. Let's create new game object. Let's say update. Let's attach the script, and let me delete all these things. Okay, let's keep the update method. Now all you have to do is controller info dot instance. You can call this variable instance. You will be able to access it from here because it's a public static control. If you make it private, then this will throw an error. See, it is inaccessible, so we made it as a public. That's it. And you say is controller connected debug.log. So it works. Let's hope it will work. Now if you see, you will return true. And if now I'm going to unplug the controller from my PC, it returns false. and I connect it, it returns true. So let's go here and see. Let me put a debug point here and let me attach our Visual Studio to Unity. Then it will break. It breaks here, and you see the array length will be 1. At this point of time, controller is not connected. See, but still this condition satisfies because the length is greater than 0. But I check whether the given array element has some valid name. So I check whether the string is null or empty. This function will return true, because if you see this 0th element, it is empty, so this is a string is null or empty, and so it gives true, and this condition won't be satisfied and it will return false. So that's it. Now let me connect the controller and run the same debug method again. So this is connected and it returns true. You attach this. Is controller connected? Attach it. Now also we get the length 1, but this time it has a valid name, so it will check for the 0th element whether the string is null or empty, but this is not empty, it has some valid name, so it returns true. So like that it happens for controller connected Xbox One and for PlayStation 4. The only difference is we check whether the given name and the incoming name is equal to Xbox One controller or PS4 controller. So that's it for this tutorial. We'll catch up you guys in the we'll see in the next tutorial, guys. Bye.